please don't make me go back to LA.
I don't care where you go, Bojack, but I can't have you around here. You make me too sad.
Okay.
Carrot potato! How are you? Welcome in. I'm gonna get my apron still. It's been a morning. Hey, Box Fetish, welcome in. Let's make some lunch, guys. Let's do this. We're going to Thailand today. It's a little bittersweet for me. I had a little Facebook memory pop up this morning. It's been 6 years since I was in Thailand. And on this day, that 6 years ago, I attended the full moon party. Basically a party that goes on for 24 hours. One of the craziest parties I've ever been to, for sure. How's the day, guys? How are we doing? Just gonna get a couple things out of the fridge while people start to get in here. So we got our duck. We got the duck. And maybe that's all we need for right now. Get a couple things out with that. And then our lovely pressure cooker. That's how we're cooking the duck today. You're good. You had a tab with me open all day. Amazing. It glitched a little because it said no longer hosting. When I was I hosting Hitch? It's probably who I was hosting. I am good, Carrot Potato. Had a really good sleep. It is beautiful outside today, so I'm excited to go for a bike ride after lunch. Enjoy some of this weather. It's minus 10F. So, what is that in Celsius? Minus 10F. Let me look this up. Maybe one day I'll get this conversion thing down. That's pretty cold, isn't it? That is really cold. Whew. Chilly. Box Fetish. I do not sell this apron, but if you hop on over to my channel page, there is a link to the site where these aprons are made. Or I can also do this in chat for you. That's also a link to the site. So Search and Rescue Denim. It is one of our dear friends of Sam and I in Vancouver. And Sam and I were one of the first few people that Will started to kind of test out chef aprons on. So all of this stuff is handmade in Vancouver. and it's a little bit pricey because the quality is really, really high. Like, I have 3 other aprons from him that I wore, let's say, at least 5 to 6 days a week in the kitchen for anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day, and they still look almost brand new. So yeah, they're a little bit pricey, but he's definitely come a long way, and he has this awesome new kind of apron maker feature on that site. So you can really customize it to whatever you want. Hey Anchovy, welcome in. But Box Fetish, I do want to do another apron giveaway someday soon. Coming up in the next year for sure. Oh my god, yeah, the leather apron. That's me too. I was like, that looks so nice, but even I cannot afford that, guys. It's nice to look at though. The chef's knife roll is amazing as well. Guys, we're starting the morning here. Cup of joe. There might be some Irish cream in here. It's days off, right? Even though our days off are Monday, Tuesday, it's our weekend. You can enjoy it. Okay, so Massaman Curry. You guys can see that I got the duck out here. This is raised in BC, the province where I live. Raised without the use of antibiotics or hormones, so we know it's going to be good for us. It's not going to do anything. And I don't think you guys can see the price in that small little frame, but this duck weighs 2.3 kilos, and it's just over $10 a kilo, so $24 for this duck, which in my mind makes a lot of sense price-wise, because if you were to go out to a restaurant and get a dish that had duck in it, whether it's breast or leg, you're going to be paying at least $25 for that one dish, and we paid less than that for this whole duck. So let's make sure that we prepare it properly. Show this duck the love that it deserves. Getting a lot of skipped frames. Yeah, I would say try and refresh. What is the model pose for this type of apron? Let me see. This one, you gotta like fill all the pockets, right? Be sassy. Yeah, this one is canvas. And actually, the materials that Will first made the aprons out of was really, really heavy. It was, so go by the name Search and Rescue Denim, this was heavy denim. Obviously made to last in a kitchen, but obviously it is heavy and it makes you hot. Kitchens are hot, so this material is a lot thinner and it's great for the summer. I find this style to be probably the most comfortable. I really don't even feel it on anymore. Like, I can wear this thing for half a day and be like, oh, I should probably take that off now. You tasted duck in France. That's a great place to taste duck. Carrot potato. In dog. Yeah, I'm ready to be curried. So let's get into this. Massaman Curry. One of my favorite curries. And it is a great curry to start with if you guys are kind of new into curries. And it is a Thai curry. This is not going to be an Indian style curry. And the history from this curry is actually really interesting. So I thought I would share that with you guys today before we even start cooking. And let me just say, I've never made curry or duck in a pressure cooker before. I'm just gonna close these blinds. So this is a new thing for me today as well. And I'm just gonna hope that it goes well. My estimation for the cook time on this is maybe an hour in the pressure cooker. but it should kind of cut the cooking time in at least half or maybe even 3 times less. So Massaman is not a native Thai word. It's generally thought to refer to the Muslims, which they called this curry Massaman Curry, which it's actually an archaic form of the word Muslim. So we can see that this is not actually traced to Thai history. So due to its Muslim roots and therefore Islamic dietary laws, this curry is most commonly made with chicken, but there are also variations on the dish using duck, beef, mutton, goat, or less commonly pork. Just because pork is forbidden in Islam, that is the last variant. It's not eaten by the Thai Muslims. And then also vegetarians and vegans have created their own versions of this dish, which makes sense. I mean, potato and peanut is kind of the star of this dish, so that's easy to make vegan for sure. So the flavors of the Massaman curry paste. This is an important one, guys. It's not your typical kind of red curry or green curry flavor. And this comes from spices that are not typically used in your other Thai curries. Hey, Big Steve. Welcome in, man. How's my fellow Canadian doing? Things are good over here. Life is good. Weather's good. Really can't complain. So, these Muslim spices that are used: cardamom, cinnamon, cloves, star anise, cumin, bay leaves, and nutmeg. So these were brought to Thailand from the Malay archipelago and South Asia by foreigners. So a trade originally dominated by Muslim traders from the Middle East and the Indian subcontinent. So combined with local produce such as dried chili peppers, cilantro or coriander seeds, lemongrass, ginger or galangal, white pepper, shrimp paste, shallots, and garlic. So all of those things are used to make the Massaman curry paste. And then this paste is first fried with coconut cream or coconut milk. And then the meat, potatoes, onions, fish sauce or salt, tamarind paste if you can find it, sugar, coconut milk, and peanuts are added. So you toast your spices first with your coconut cream, and then you add the rest of the ingredients into the curry and slowly cook it over low heat. Because this is going to be a braised dish, right? Whenever you're putting meat into a curry, you're going to want to cook it low and slow so your meat gets tender but not dried out. Massaman curry usually eaten with rice. So today we're going to make coriander seed rice. We're going to toast up those coriander seeds and cook them with the rice in the pot. Those will soften up a little bit. They won't be as crunchy. And there are also traditional versions that use orange or pineapple juice as well to kind of sweeten it up. So we can even tweak that a little bit today if we want. Hey Viyun! Welcome in, man! You're doing good, but it's cold outside, so it's an inside day. I had many of those in Alberta. I really don't blame you. A lot of people were tucked in yesterday as well. Cold day yesterday. We got a Sammy. Okay, so that's our little bit of history behind the Massaman. And I did find a recipe, but I've made this curry a lot of times before in the past. So I'm not really gonna follow a recipe. I like to kind of just make my own version. So maybe a little bit more explanation here. So Massaman curry, a very interesting history to it. It is believed that the dish was introduced to Thailand by Persian merchants and soon became an integral part of the Thai Muslim cuisine. But there are actually many others who believe that it's more of a southern Thai dish with influences of Malay and Indian cooking, since the curry relies heavily on the use of spices and coconut. So either way, it's not actually originated in Thailand. It was brought over from the Middle East. And we can see that reflection in just the spices that are used. So those really kind of dominant cinnamon, nutmeggy flavors that one might even say are more of like a pumpkin spice flavor if you're North American. You love curry so much it scares you to think what you would eat as long as it has curry on it, right? That's the thing as well, is you don't even know. You're putting your trust in whoever is cooking that. Hey, Moss. Oh, thanks. I'm feeling the Simpsons today. Box, I do not have an Instant Pot. I don't. I was eyeing them up around Boxing Day, but found this at Costco. So this is a 4 liter or 4.2 quart pressure cooker from Tefal. I got this for 25 bucks. It's beautiful. It has a nice kind of heavy bottom, you can see. I've only used it once before, but I think that would come in more use for me than the Instant Pot. I mean, I'm not usually in a huge rush when I'm cooking at home. I like to take my time, so I don't know if the Instant Pot would really be a thing that I need. But those things are supposed to be amazing.
That reflection of all the lights and cameras.
Pumpkin spice curry, right, in dog? That would totally sell in a Starbucks. What's the difference between an Instant Pot and a pressure cooker? I don't know much about an Instant Pot. I'm going to be honest here, guys. But I know the pressure cooker has 2 or 3 different settings on it. Actually, usually just 2. So it's usually like a high setting, high pressure, which we're going to do today for the duck. So anything kind of meat related that you need a little bit more pressure to break it down, you go on the high setting. And the way that it shows you that is there's like, I don't know if this is going to focus, but there's a little picture of a turkey. Nice reflection of the studio in the pressure cooker. And then the lower setting of pressure shows vegetables. So that's what you would use more for vegetables, or let's say grains or rice. I was so scared of pressure cookers, Vune, when I started working at the restaurant. I never used them before that. And it was literally terrifying. The first thing I made in it was polenta. So we make a polenta, put it into a sheet pan so it gets like kind of that thick, and then we cut it into these little kind of fries, let's say, and fry them up for an appetizer. So the polenta to cook in there, because we use a fresh milled corn instead of the typical like purity fine ground cornmeal, is it needs that pressure to break down the corn because it's a lot harder, let's say. So 1 hour to make polenta in the pressure pot. It's fun, I have to say. They're really fun to use, and they also get used a lot at work to make stocks and broths as well. Yeah, exactly, Indog. Exactly. I didn't even see you write that. So broths and stocks, like you can have a broth or like a really nice stock done within 2 to 3 hours in a pressure cooker, compared to most of the time I leave mine overnight, so like 12 to 14 hours. So it really does save time. Guys, I'm just gonna pop over to the bathroom real quick. I'm drinking coffee today. I'm sorry, I can't help it. The bladder's calling. And then we'll start putting this curry together. Okay, okay. Makes a really good pea soup. Yeah. That'd be so good in there. Throw like a ham hock in there. Oh, baby. Spot Zeba. Hello from Canada. Your mom had an old-fashioned pressure cooker that had one of those heavy metal discs. Yes, yes. That you stuck on top. I love those. I think my mom used to have one of those too, but I never saw her use it. Okay, so obviously our Massaman Curry, the base is coconut milk. I have to go grab, I'm gonna do 2 cans of coconut milk, I think. And then I have out here, so let's get into this. Here's our baby duck, our young duck, grade A. $24 for this nice little ducky here. And what we're doing is we're not gonna use the duck breast today, so I'm going to take the duck breast off of the carcass. Because that is, think of like a chicken breast. You don't really braise chicken breast because it's really lean. There's nothing to break down per se. So it's just gonna get dried out and that would be a waste of a duck breast. So I'm just gonna take the breast off of the carcass. And then to make our curry broth, we're gonna use the legs. So that's gonna be basically the main part that we're gonna serve with the dish. And then we'll get all the lovely flavor in the broth from the carcass. So we're gonna braise the legs with the carcass. I have some onion here, some really nice young ginger that I found from the store. So we'll need that. And I cheat a little bit for my Massaman curry. So I find that adding a little bit of red curry paste in there is perfect. Sammy has a pepperoni stick. Sammy snacking. You gonna ruin your appetite?
No.
No? You're good? Okay. Yeah, insert innuendo here. So there's a bit of red curry paste and basically the only flavor that I'm kind of looking for in this curry paste is more like the dried shrimp and fishy flavor. So yes, the red curry paste does have the ginger, garlic, lemongrass, etc. in it. But this one is legit. It has that shrimp paste in it, which I don't have at home. And then if we feel like it's not salty or fishy enough later, like it shouldn't be strong in your mouth fishy, but it's great for seasoning. It gives it more of an earthy component. We can add fish sauce. Yeah, that's a Canadian look. How's it going, Blue? Yeah, Sammy looks like he just woke up. He needs to hit the barber shop today.
I did already.
What about your hairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, just yells at me. Oh, yeah. He's relaxing on the couch, for sure. Yeah, I'm working. Okay, so I have lemongrass outside, guys, that I grew during the summer. So I'm gonna go clip a stalk of that off, and we'll use that for aromatics. So typical curry aromatics: onion, ginger, garlic, lemongrass. Yes, Blue, exactly. Ginger, lemongrass, garlic, onion, or shallot. Either one that you have laying around. Guys, you guys are gonna laugh at my lemongrass stalk. Look at how small they are. But it's fresh. It smells so good. So obviously we're just gonna use this kind of green part. But this is how the lemongrass grows. super long, obviously grass looking thing. Doesn't grow huge here. Give me a break, guys. We're in Canada, but I did grow my own lemongrass. They're like lemon threads. Shh. Shh, in dog. Lemon threads. Going light on the garlic. I mean, there is a lot of garlic and aromatics in the curry paste, so that's why I know I don't need to go too heavy on it to start. We need more garlic? Okay, here's 2 more cloves. Turmeric is not a typical ingredient in a Massaman curry. So Massaman curry is from the Middle East that was brought over into Thailand. So the spices that we are going to use today though, Blue, we're gonna roll with some star anise, maybe a little bit of cardamom, some cinnamon stick, I got some bay leaves.
That's not enough garlic for a cup of rice.
What? The heck are you saying?
We make garlic fries at work. It's like 8 cloves of garlic for 10 ounces of fries.
Holy smokes. Garlic rice on Saturday. Your wife could smell it in the kitchen on Monday. Yeah, 8 cloves of garlic for 1 cup, but it tastes so good when you fry the garlic with the rice.
Oh, yeah.
Zach! 10 months in a row!
What?
Yeah, what? Whoop whoop! Thanks so much, Zach, for the resub. And you guys and all your purple knives in chat, can I just get an F yeah, please? Because that makes me feel so good. And as you guys can see, Sammy, Dog the Chef, already has his gold knife. So that's the 1-year subscriber badge. Cannot wait to see that gold shining in chat. Okay, I'm gonna go grab the coconut milk for us, and I'll be right back, and then we'll get started on this. Boop, boop. We got our coconut milk, and you really don't want to cheap out on this. I cheaped out on coconut milk once because it was on sale, and it tasted like plastic. I'm not gonna lie. So don't spend anything less than like, let's say $1 to $2 on a can of coconut milk, because you just will not be pleased with the flavor. One thing to not cheap out on. Yeah, it looks like brass box. Well, it's actually yellow, but we'll just say it's gold. Okay, so first things first, let's take apart the duck. I think that's where we're gonna start. And so, kind of order of events today for this curry is we're gonna brown off the duck first in the pressure cooker pot. So we're not gonna put the lid on at all first, as we need to sear it on all sides, and that's gonna create a lot of good flavor for both the duck and our broth. So we'll do that first, and then we'll take the duck out. We'll see if we have to top it up with a little bit of fat, but I doubt it. I think we'll get enough fat off of this duck, as duck's a lot fattier than chicken. And then obviously we'll take that out, and then we can put the coconut cream in. So the coconut cream comes from basically the top kind of inch of your coconut milk. That's the really hard stuff. So when you open up that can, we'll see later, it's kind of that hard layer that you first get that doesn't mix in with the coconut milk. That's what we're gonna fry all of our aromatics in. to create that wonderful broth. Turmeric is an East Asian spice though. Yeah, I know, I understand, but it's not a traditional spice used in this curry because it would color it yellow. This curry is not colored yellow, it's more colored like a reddish brown. View, it's gold, all right. It's gold. Ooh, you know what else I forgot to grab, guys, is the potatoes. Maybe we can get a wild Sammy on the potato hunt. So potatoes and peanuts as well is key. And the potato and peanut I will put in to the pressure cooker, but any other kind of vegetables, I wouldn't put in the pressure cooker because they're just gonna break down and go really soft. So like the beets that I'm gonna serve with the curry today, I'm gonna steam them on the side and then serve it with it. I love turmeric. I would love to put it in, but it's just not the place. Not this one, guys. Beets. Yeah, I have some beets hanging around. And I thought the beet, like the earthy and sweet flavor of the beet would go really good with the curry. But I'm also not putting the beet in with the pressure cooker stuff because it's just going to turn it all purple. So we do not want that. Let's get into our duck. Like, I didn't even use my knives yesterday on stream. Didn't even use my knives, guys. What kind of cooking is this? Your triple go-to, garlic, turmeric, and curry. Yum. Yeah, that sounds all right. And then later on in the stream, guys, is we get to finish up our jerky that we dried yesterday. So we're just gonna get a nice light glaze on there and then we'll vacuum seal it all. It turned out well, I will say that. And then for the giveaway, so the giveaway today is at 5 p.m. So we're gonna have to pop on stream later at that time after our bike ride. Maybe we'll do something for dinner. We'll see. But we're still gonna leave that giveaway time until 5 p.m. Let's see what's going on with this ducko. Yeah, Vune, why do you keep doing this? Why? Actually, I guess I'll keep that plate for the breasts, the duck breasts. So I always kind of pick over the duck or just look it over before we get into it. So obviously there's a lot of skin here from the neck and we're totally going to use that in our broth. And then sometimes there's still like little feather pieces in the skin that I just go over and kind of take out. Not hard to take them out. I just feel like that's not super appealing to eat. So just a little QC before we start. But this stuff doesn't look too bad. legs look fine. But there's usually always that little bit of feather stuff left over. So now, as always, you can kind of smooth this out. It's funny the shape that they kind of form when they're vacuum sealed. So breastbone all the way down this center part here. Actually, I'm going to take the skin meat off first, but we're going to cut along each side of the breastbone to take the breast meat off, and we'll go alongside the rib cage. And then once we kind of get down here, we'll just make one nice slice and take this entire piece off. Cinnamon on your oatmeal and in your chili. Yeah.
Oh,
why not?
Yeah.
What? Box Fetish gifting the sub to Blue Blue. Thank you so much, Box. That's very generous of you. Welcome to the squad, Blue. Okay, so now that that's trimmed up, we'll make our slices. Box, are you one of those people that doesn't like seeing unsubbed viewers in chat? Okay, so now we made our slit along each side of the breastbone, so you can clearly see it there. The wishbone, so poultry has a wishbone. I hope that at one point in your life you've been able to pull it with like a sibling or a friend and see what happens. So the wishbone is like a U shape, so it goes on each side down here. And we have to just cut kind of around that to get the breast off. So that's usually where I go next. As you can feel it, just cut alongside it to kind of open up. And then we're gonna keep going. You can go nice and slow and controlled all along the rib cage here. And then actually first, before we can actually go any further, I'll turn this around for you guys, is we need to detach that from the leg. So we're gonna come along each side of the leg here so you can kind of see where it's gonna separate. Right there. So you need to make a nice slit along there. And that will open up for us. Ooh, there's a good amount of fat on this one. That's gonna be awesome for the curry. Okay, so now that that's loosened back up. Hey Jay, welcome in. How you doing? In Bangkok, fried duck breasts are very popular. Really? I don't think I saw fried duck breasts like anywhere when I was in Bangkok. Maybe I just wasn't looking in the right places though, but that sounds delicious. I would be kind of worried that it might dry out though, to be honest. It's like duck breast, I don't know if that's the best thing to fry up. But the fatty parts for sure.
You don't have to worry about being fully fried though.
That's true. Yeah, you don't have to cook duck until well done.
Or the outside is crispy and then eat it.
It's true. Sammy coming through with those truth bombs. Okay, so now our breast is basically just hanging on for dear life. And all you have to do at this point is detach it from the wing. And that just takes one nice little swipe. So there we go. It's a really nice piece. And so that's what it looks like when you first take it off. And we're gonna trim this up. So we're gonna trim that off until basically it looks like a chicken breast. So it should be nicely round. Keep it looking natural. Did you hear coriander? Yeah, we're making coriander rice. Salmon with rice and a strange stir fry, butternut squash, green beans, sweet red onion, and bell peppers. That sounds delicious, Jay. Beaks? Okay, fried duck beaks. I read that so wrong. Fried duck beaks. I don't know if I could do that. Yeah, I gotta give it a boob drop. Okay, let's come over to our other side. A breast reduction, if you will. So obviously you can see the color of the duck meat. It's a lot darker than your typical chicken, which means it's gonna have a deeper flavor, more like beef, let's say. So it's more of like a red meat. So that's gonna give us a nice rich flavor for our curry, and it's really gonna hold up to that as well. So we just cut alongside that wishbone again. And we're going along the rib cage. Stay obviously as close as you can to those bones because you don't want to leave too much meat on the bones. For us today, that's no problem because we are going to make a broth with it after. But if you don't plan on using it up, obviously you want to make sure your cuts are really consistent. Okay, so just gotta loosen this. Ooh, are they open?
It's Tuesday. Normally you stream at nighttime on Tuesday.
And just one nice swipe along here to release it from the wing. And there's our other breast. Guys, should we go for wood-fired pizza tonight? And then come home and do the raffle? We'll stream eating the pizza. So there we go, 2 duck breasts. I think I'll trim those up. But first, I'm gonna take the legs off of the carcass just so we can like fit everything in the pot. Because our pot isn't huge. So first, I'm gonna kind of trim up all this fat as well. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm gonna turn this around so you guys can see how I'm gonna take the legs off. Plastic surgeon. Wood-fired pizza, yeah, it's always good. Unless it burns. Accurate. Okay, we have a place here called 900 Degrees. Really, really good pizza. Neapolitan style. So just cutting along, what's right here is our hip bone. And we need to detach the leg from that. So cut under there first, and then this is kind of the gruesome part. Usually I take the leg out of the socket. So you see this bone right here where my thumb is? We're gonna cut around that to get this leg off of the carcass. So one nice straight cut is what we want. And then we get something that looks like that. And then once again, we're just gonna trim up the excess fat, but we wanna make sure the entire leg is nicely covered in the fat. Keep it moist. Neapolitan is that thin crust? It is, yeah. It's thin crust. Oh no, we're leaking. It's a thin crust pizza that's really, really bubbly. And it gets a lot of nice char on the crust. So some people don't really like that flavor, but I love it. So other leg. See where this bone is. Just give a nice little pop until you see your drum bone sticking out.
Were we all going to eat pizza in New York?
all written down there beside you. Okay, other leg. Done and done. So now, this might actually be too big to fit in the pressure cooker, guys. I think I might just use the giblets and the wings and then save the carcass to make a broth of sorts another time. Maybe we'll make like a duck noodle soup or something like that. You hate too much char, but the aroma is heaven enough. I agree. So taking the wings off is, you always want to kind of go where the knuckles are. So I see these two knuckles here. There's usually a way to kind of split that off of the carcass. So one like that. Our other one here is we're going to go alongside this side. What we got? Clink it with the host. Thank you, Clink it. And so there's not a lot of meat on duck wings, so it's not really like a chicken wing where you can fry it up and really enjoy it. So there's our RIP duck. Dare we say it? I'm just gonna get another plate, or maybe I'll go with a sheet pan actually. Start laying this stuff out. The wings have aspic for the broth. Yeah, exactly. So anything with like a lot of joints and stuff in it will make a great broth. A lot of gelatin is gonna come out of that. We have our skin. So our neck, another great thing to use for broths, curries, etc. And then I'm gonna use all the giblets. I don't love eating them. I'm gonna admit that, guys. You probably already know that if you're in here quite often, but this is gonna give us really nice, rich flavor in our broth. So we're just gonna use them for that, and that's it. So that's all we're taking off of this. I know it doesn't look the best at this point in time. That duck carcass, what's left of it, that's gonna be put into the freezer. I already have one. So if you guys want to request something, another duck thing to make with the carcasses, it has to be something brothy. I was even thinking maybe making a pasta sauce and making pasta on stream with you guys again. It's been a while. Oh God. I regret that decision. Try to keep the board clean, and then she literally pours all the juices all over. I regret that decision, guys. Never tasted duck noodle soup. I don't think I've ever had it before either.
Chicken noodle soup with duck.
Yeah.
Use the duck breast and put it on top afterwards.
Ooh. Okay, we'll just have to sanitize our board when we're done this. You don't want any raw duck stuff going on. So let's trim up our legs, because this is going to be more for presentation, right? This is going to be the meat part of our curry. So basic kind of structure of the leg is you're going to want to take this off, round it out, and then this off. Just go right along there. Leg like that. So let's do a little comparison here. So to go from that to that. So once again, I'm going to come around this way. Guys, what have you had with duck then? Because I know duck is like not a super popular thing. So if you've had duck before, how has it been prepared? And now let's trim up our breasts as well while we're at it. So if we look at this here, where it kind of tapers off, we're just gonna cut that part off. Maybe this little bit along the side, and then this top part here. So if we flip this over, you can kind of see, look at all that excess fat there. We don't need that. We just need the breast to be nicely covered in the fat. So trim around that, and then we end up with something like that. So if we do another comparison, that's the difference once again. Luckily for you, duck is easy to get there in SoCal. That's amazing in dog. Duck eggs are very popular, but not readily available. Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of you on here. I feel pretty lucky to have access to that little duck hut where I get those eggs from. And that's just something we stumbled upon. There is no like advertising for that duck hut, no nothing. It's like we just happened to be driving by that way one day. So look at all this fat that we have to trim off again. You can kind of feel where it separates from the meat. Ooh. So look at that big pile of fat we have now. That's gonna make for a nice rich broth. So our 2 duck breasts prepared. I think these are gonna go back into the freezer. We're probably just gonna vacuum seal them. What do you think, Sammy? Okay, that's it for butchery. Hey, Dirt, how's it going? So, these are all our components going into our curry. Duck is more of a roast dinner for you. I really want to do a duck in the rotisserie one stream. Rotisserie duck, my friends. I think that sounds pretty good. You've never had duck by itself, anchovy. It was always mixed in something that overshadowed the actual duck meat. Aw, that's kind of unfortunate. Duck is like one of my favorite meats to eat. So I'm going to go over to the stove, guys. Actually, I guess I'll show you what I'm doing. There's another meal called the 3-bird roast, like a turducken.
Yeah.
That's what we call a turducken here, Blue. So it is
Chicken inside of a duck.
a chicken inside of a duck inside of a turkey, obviously deboned. Okay, so taking the lid off the pressure cooker for now.
We did it. It's not that great.
Yeah, it might be a little bit overhyped, the turducken. Some of you may hate me for saying that, but that's fine. I'm gonna turn this pot onto a medium-high heat to start. We're gonna get it pretty hot, and then we're gonna start, I think, by frying up all the duck fat. First, kind of get a render on that. Take it out, we'll do the legs, we'll do the wings. And then, like I said, we'll come in with the coconut cream, toast up our spices and aromatics. So while our duck is browning up, we can kind of slice up our onion, smash our garlic, open up our coconut milk cans, And maybe ask the Sammy to grab a couple potatoes for us, if that's possible.
Potatoes.
Potatoes. So while our pot is heating, I just want to season the duck legs. Let us. The one uses quail there. Ah, so quail, chicken, and duck. Turkey with duck and pheasant. Goose with chicken and pheasant. Damn, Blue. Sounds good. So just seasoning our duck leg, because that's the only meat we want to season. If we season everything else, our broth is probably going to come out overly salty. So we'll go with a good amount of salt to start for sure. It's quite a large piece of meat. Turduckale. Yeah. Turduckale. Ooh, thanks, Sammy.
Your choice.
How did these ones look? I think we'll use up the pugly potatoes unless maybe we feel like they've gone too far. What do we think, guys? Is this too pugly to use? I think that might change the flavor of the potato too much, so we're gonna have to chalk those ones up to a loss. So we're gonna go with some baby potatoes instead. Baby potatoes. And obviously we don't need too much potato, right? We're still pairing this with rice or serving it with rice. So maybe like a cup and a half, and then we're just gonna cut those in half. Hey, Nike. Just comes in. Sounds good. Guess I'll eat this pepperoni stick now that my hands are clean. Thanks, Sammy. Okay. I'm only gonna start with the 1 can of coconut milk, guys. No, this is the good stuff. Trust, Sammy.
I trust you. When have I not trusted you?
I don't know, you're questioning.
Doesn't mean I don't trust you.
Yon Lions. Hey yo. Welcome in.
Snoop Lion?
So guys, top of this can, obviously there's no coconut milk at the top. Otherwise it would be spilling with me tilting it like this. So that is the coconut cream that we want to toast our spices in. That's how you know you have a good coconut milk. Blame Tabatai for you being here. Well, we can blame Graham. We'll go with that, Yon Lions. And thank you for coming to check me out. I appreciate that. Yeah, see? Of course Graham would. And thank you, Graham. Mama, how are ya? Welcome in. It's great to have ya. Okay, our pot's feeling like it's getting hot. Let's go over to the stove. We've got a hot pot. So we're starting with our fat, right? A little bit of sizzle action when we drop that in. And because duck fat, obviously there's a lot of fat here, we don't need any oil. That's gonna start to render out. And smell amazing. that on medium-high heat unless I feel like it's browning too quickly before it starts to render out. You have interwebs again. Woohoo! Mama, my ear literally feels like it is better. Like, it feels like I don't even need the medicine anymore. That's how good it's feeling.
Wow.
And I've only done, like, 3 drops. I have to do it for the rest of the week. So that's good. That means it wasn't too bad, right? Okay, let's check this. Oh yeah. Just kind of starting to brown. But see how it's not sticking. So that means we have enough fat rendering out. Okay, so while that's going, let's just quickly come over here. Pardon me, I can't hear you. But it's not gonna see it. Sammy's being picky. Yeah, it's gonna get rid of it completely, exactly. This is not gonna be an ongoing thing. So let's get our spices together while we wait. Not too exciting frying fat, but we got those ASMR sizzles. Dak, what'd you miss? So I just put some duck fat in the pressure cooker pot to render out. Great question, Yonline. So I'm only using the duck legs for the curry. I don't want to use the breast because it will get too dried out. And so we did a little bit of butchery. So we're going to use the wings in the broth as well. Lots of good flavor there. The giblets. So the neck, kidney, heart, liver. And then there's our legs that we just salted. So not salting anything else except the legs. I'm gonna put a little splash guard on there. She's spitting at us. Okay, so cinnamon stick. Yeah, let's do 2 small ones. I like to use cinnamon stick, guys, just because I can take it out when we're done. I feel like it doesn't add that really strong cinnamon flavor compared to ground stuff. So that's why I use the cinnamon stick. Let's do a couple bay leaves. The cardamom is ground, so we'll just kind of set that beside. Maybe I'll use half a teaspoon, nothing too crazy though. And then our star anise. So really lovely looking spice. Obviously you can tell why it's named that. And I'm gonna use 2 of those whole. So obviously we'll have to fish around a little bit to get these spices out later. Put those aside. We have our lemongrass that I just cut from the garden. I'm gonna check this fat. Flip it over. Oh baby! Yeah, it's lunchtime for us. Not using a pouch. I'm not going to use a pouch. I guess I could make one. But I like to just leave them loose in the curry. I don't know. I cook a lot more relaxed at home. It's fun to just kind of throw stuff together. So there's our little bit of lemongrass stuff. This grass obviously just gets put into compost. And so we get more flavor out of this. I'm gonna cut this into a couple different pieces, so like 1-inch lengths. And that way we'll have a more even dispersal of our flavor. So we got our lemongrass in there. So obviously I'm putting all of this stuff into the same container because we're going to toast it all up together. So we have our garlic. 5 cloves of garlic, and some of you still don't think that's enough. So I'm just gonna smash this to loosen up the skin, and then we can peel it. But other than that, I'm not gonna break this down any further. That's gonna break down in the pressure cooker. So don't waste your time trying to mince it up because it'll just end up falling apart. You guys hear those sizzles? It's sounding and smelling so good. Let's have a quick peek over here. So, nice kind of golden brown. I'm gonna take those out now. Definitely got a good amount of fat in the bottom. And that's the best part about duck, is the fat. It's like one of my favorite fats to cook with. Let's go in with our wings. Get a little bit of color on there. This one streamer made a dish with 40 cloves of garlic. Insane. Hello, Strike Nun. How are you? Okay, next up, our ginger. So I'm gonna take this piece off, I think, and that piece. And I'm actually not gonna peel it, but I will just kind of clean this piece up right here. That's not looking the best. Oh no. Amputation, if you will. And then I'm just gonna rough top this. Kind of do nice little slices. Obviously, the more surface area you have, the more flavor you're gonna get out of it. He made garlic chicken. Oh, it was hunger service. Nice. And welcome in, Despak. How are you doing? You just finished your shift, Strike Nun. Oh yeah. Bakery life. How was it? What did you make today? Okay, our onion. I think I'll use this whole thing. It's a pretty small onion. And it needs to be used up. Man, can you even hear me over that sizzle sound of the duck? I feel like I'm yelling. Your employees never cease to amaze you by one-upping the dumb shit. Holy man. Too good. This is crazy. I'm gonna turn that down a bit. Ah! I think I'm gonna open the window, guys. It's getting very ducky in here. It's nice though. Made a cheddar garlic loaf. Sourdough was today. Started working on a sourdough cinnamon roll. Oh, baby. Sourdough cinnamon roll, I'm in. So our onion, we can just rough chop it as well. Let's just cut the half into quarters. Obviously the half in half. 2 pieces like this. And so all of these things, because we're not really chopping them down too much, this is gonna get strained out of the broth near the end. And then we'll probably reduce that broth a little bit to thicken it up. But we'll see how it ends up coming out of the pressure cooker. Never done this before, so I'm learning as much as you guys are today. Okay, and that should be it with our aromatics, as well as the cardamom. So that can come over to the stovetop, and then yes, we do have our red curry paste. So that has obviously the onion, ginger, garlic in here, as well as like a dried shrimp paste and some other stuff. I don't have the original container, but this one is really nice. So that's my little cheat for today to get that deeper kind of curry flavor. Let's come back over here. Time to take those wings out. They got a nice golden brown color on some parts of it. And I'm actually gonna strain this fat out right now. It's getting a little bit too much. I'm just gonna pour a touch of it out. You don't need that much. Because the duck leg is still gonna have enough fat on it that it's not gonna stick. So last thing that we're searing off is our duck leg. So skin side down to start. Might just need a touch of this in here. Now we're just gonna let that sear up nicely. Yes, Mama, I did check. And I think you had like 20 tickets bought for the giveaway, so it did work. Just check one more time for you. Sorry, you have 10. 10 tickets is what you're at, Mama. Is that a Rikon Duromatic? What are you referring to? Strike none. The pressure cooker? That's just a Tefal. A good old Tefal. And actually, let's measure out our peanuts. Yeah, you did it right. It's just a Tefal pressure cooker, 4 liter. I got it from Costco for 25 bucks. It was half off. I was like, yup, this is gonna be mine. Quick peanut test. Always fry your nuts before you cook with them, because sometimes they just go off. They go rancid really quickly because of the oil, so we're good. I think I'm gonna go with maybe 1/3 of a cup of these peanuts, and we're actually gonna fry them up in the oil right now after the duck to get more of like a roasty toasty flavor. And that is one of the main components in the Massaman Curry that we're making today. Ah, yeah, the pork dehydration. The jerkies came out so nice. We're actually going to be finishing up the jerky on stream today. Yeah, we're going to have to toss them with a little bit of glaze, and then we're going to backpack them. You're looking at the Kuhn Rikon Duromatic for 200 bucks. I would say just get an Instant Pot then. Yeah, we're popping your nuts, Nike. Always check your newts, guys. Very important. Strike None has 0 bones. Instant Pot doesn't hit a high enough pressure to can. Ah! See, we were trying to figure out what the real difference was, so that's a good one to keep in mind, Strike None. Gotta go get the waifu from work. Sounds good, Nikki. We'll be here. We will be here for you. So there's that. And then lastly, while our duck legs are still browning up, we just gotta cut our potatoes in half. Let's check these one more time. Ooh. Okay, we're getting actually close. I'm pretty happy with that coloring. I don't want to go too much darker, because then it actually might start to taste burnt. So let's just flip that over and do our other side. And then really quickly, just gonna cut our potatoes in half. So you don't want to cut our potatoes too small, otherwise they'll just fall apart and go mush in our curry. You really want to still have them nice and chunky. But when they break down a little bit, because we are cutting them, is the starches from the potatoes will actually help to thicken the curry broth. So that's another good thing about this curry. So that's basically all the prep we have to do. That's everything that's gonna go into the pressure cooker. In your defense, you just bought tickets. You're up to 25 entries. Heck yeah! That's how you do it. You can get up to 200. Okay, let's check this. I think that's gonna be good. Yeah, nice color on there. So, I think I'm gonna pour this out again. I'm just scared about what's gonna happen to the peanuts. But all of those brown bits on the bottom, that's all flavor that we've been developing this whole time we've been stirring. So peanuts in. Might actually just put a touch more fat in there. I don't think they'll take too long to toast, so maybe just kind of shake them a little bit first. If you don't want them to taste burnt, I'm gonna get a spoon. So they're already coloring in just those couple of seconds. Yeah, they're gonna go nuts. Okay, that looks great, actually. What did that take, 10 seconds? And so now, what's going into the pot is our coconut cream. That's just that hard, kind of coconut oil looking stuff at the top of our can of coconut milk. I'm gonna just turn that down a touch now, the heat. And so just carefully scoop until you hit the liquid. But like, basically half of this can was coconut cream. So I'm good with that now. Now let's kind of just stir this around. See how that just lifted off all of those brown bits that we got from our duck as we seared it. So we'll turn this up a touch now. So basically this is like pure coconut fat. So actually the first thing that I'm gonna stir into here is our curry paste. So this is a little cheater. Sneaky red curry paste. Yon Lions, you're lurking. You are still appreciated. And this stuff has the spice in it too. So this is where the spice, or a little bit of spice in the curry at least, will come from. So just kind of whisk that in to disperse it. That is looking good. I think we may have to loosen this up before we pressure it with just a little bit of chicken stock. Okay, so we can see now got a pretty rapid bubble going on. So I'm going to put the rest of the aromatics in here. Give that a stir. That's going to draw the oils out of our spices and aromatics. And then, like I said, maybe a half teaspoon of this ground cardamom. Half a teaspoon. Cardamom is quite strong, guys. But that color that we're getting on there is perfect. Wow. That's all I can say, guys. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna quickly grab that chicken broth. This doesn't look like it's gonna burn in those 30 seconds. So hold tight, guys. And we'll mix up some broth, and basically this is gonna get made into a curry. I think I'm actually going to throw the giblets into this. And I don't know what I want to do with that fat that we fried up yet. Let's do that. Start. And I'm going to say maybe 500 milliliters of chicken broth is what I'm going to go with. How's it, Sammy? I wouldn't eat that. That was a raw tray, so.
I didn't touch the bottom.
Oh, okay. Then you're okay.
No.
I wouldn't eat that. warm water to mix our chicken base into. And I use better than bouillon, guys. Better than bouillon. The jam jams. I was wondering if people were still in here. Oh, really quiet. So, put the rest of our coconut in.
You have a schmoo.
You can see that fat separation on top of the pot. A really deep colored fat. Yeah, Harry Potter. That's how Sammy got me. We don't want to go too heavy on the chicken broth. Otherwise, it's just going to be too salty. Whenever you're making a broth, soup, etc., is you don't want to season it too much before you plan to eat it. Because that stuff might reduce, right? Obviously, as stuff reduces, it concentrates in flavor. You got yours with extensive knowledge of mathematics and bread info. Yes.
I got something similar.
Don't say fat separation in the room. The best. Factual Flow, welcome in. Carrot Potato is back. Welcome back. Just mixing up 2 cups of chicken broth so that we get some sort of broth with our curry to put over the rice. We're gonna pour that in now. She's simmering real nice. We got our neck and giblets in there, all of our aromatics, coconut milk. And now, we just need the duck. The peanuts, guys. All those peanuts are gonna go into the broth. We can always toast more up later if we want to garnish with it. Our potatoes, really important. Both stars of this dish. Let's see where we're at. I think we'll be able to fit everything. We're gonna start with our wings. Nestle those in. It's like making a duck puzzle in here, if you will. And then lastly, our legs, which I actually really like how they're gonna kind of stick out a touch off of the broth. Maybe just kind of steam a little bit. Really gentle cook on them. And that is that. So bring this up to a simmer again. And then we'll put our lid on. And I think I'm gonna go 1 hour. Maybe 45 minutes. Let's do 45 minutes. We'll let it cool off and depressurize naturally. And then we'll open up and see. Factual Flow, yeah, you have not been in here for a while. How have you been doing? And Lidl, hi Lidl. Duck, that looks good. What did I do with the duck? So I browned off basically all the pieces that we are using in the broth. And then I sauteed the aromatics in the coconut cream. And then we made our broth. Lurkin anchovy. Yeah, the curry's gonna end up a little thin. That's what I'm thinking too, in dog. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see how much those potatoes break down. Who knows? I mean, I might open up that lid after and there's gonna be no potato left, which means that the curry broth is gonna be thick. So we'll see. But I will be straining that stuff out of it, so we'll take the duck legs off, save those for presentation later. Hopefully they'll be nice and tender and not dried out. And then we'll strain that broth and reduce it to where we think the thickness is perfect. these couple of spices away while we wait. Don't mind me, just a container of duck fat, guys. Casual container of scrunchions.
Great for eggs.
Great for eggs.
Eggs.
I think I want to crisp up some of the duck skin though. Get like crispy duck skin on top of the curry. A garnish,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so from this, we can tell that duck fat does not have a high smoking point like vegetable oil. So that's already browned, but there's gonna be lots of flavor in there. I'm gonna save this for cooking. Cooking something. Okay, we're simmering, guys. So now, lid's going on. Turn this to the turkey setting or the highest pressure, and now we're locked in. So now we're gonna wait for this to kind of get steaming and whistling, and then we'll turn the heat down to a nice kind of medium to low heat. So you don't want it to be like crazy steaming the whole time, just like a nice steady stream coming out of the pressure cooker. The dehydrators are on sale on Amazon, Strike None. So, you gonna buy one then?
So?
What does this mean?
Do it. Needs rationalization.
I'm gonna turn this so you guys can see. When the steam starts to come out. Wheel, you've never used a pressure cooker. This is my second time using one at home, but I've been using it a lot at work in like the last 6 months, so I've kind of gotten used to using it, but before that I was terrified. I always thought it would just like, I would do it wrong and it would just explode. Not that scary though, I have to say. Just do a little bit of reading. So now we can see the steam coming out of that little hole there in the handle. So we're just kind of starting to build up that pressure. It is possible, that is true, but you'd have to do it really wrong. Exactly. They're really simple machines to use. So we're using the high pressure setting today because we are doing meat. Otherwise, if you're just doing vegetables of some sort, we'll use the low pressure setting. And then I'm not gonna set my 40-minute or 45-minute timer until we have kind of, let's say, calibrated the temperature in the pressure cooker. So you guys can't really hear that, I'm sure. But it's just kind of doing a little whistle. It's like, shh. So it's building up. Turn this down to like a medium low. And then we'll set our timer. Feeling good about it. The curry is in the pot, so we'll be eating by 2. Okay, so to go along with our curry is we're gonna have to boil off some rice. So why don't we measure the stuff out for the rice now? So that's literally all that's gonna happen with that pot for the next 45 minutes. Nothing too exciting. So coriander rice. Sammy, how much rice should I make? Like a cup for us?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a cup of rice, so really not a huge amount. If I which means this 1 cup of rice will need 2 cups of water. Keeping this rice really simple in flavor, because all of our flavor is going to come from the curry, right? The rice is just a vessel for the sauce. And then some coriander seed is what I'm using, guys. And we're gonna toast the coriander seed with the rice so we can put this together in the same container. I'm gonna go with just a pinch, maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. And then that's just gonna lightly flavor our rice when we boil it. And then we will need, obviously, to make this about 15 to 20 minutes before we plan to eat, because that's how long rice takes to cook. So we'll just set that aside for now. But we can get our pot out for our rice. Small little sauce pot, get that ready. All of this is called mise en place, guys. Mise en place, French term used in kitchens a lot, which translates to everything in its place. So basically, it's based off of organization and having everything ready so that when you have to cook something, it's ready and there for you and you're good to go. Makes life a lot easier. Mise en place. Yeah. So, rice done. We're steaming beets today. Hey Scrump, how are ya? Yeah, mice on place. We wouldn't want mice in the kitchen though. That is very true, Vune. Thank you for that. How's it going, Scrump? Okay, so steaming the beets. I think these will take around half an hour to steam. We're gonna steam them whole like this. So what we need to do is set up our steamer pot. So small pot. We have an insert that goes into it that's perforated so that the steam comes up and cooks the beets. Welcome in, Night Drifter. Aw, the ear is doing a lot better, I have to say. It feels like there's nothing even wrong with it anymore, so the drops are definitely working. Hojerific! How are ya? Everyone's just filing in. You're prepping for an interview. And by prepping, I mean procrastination by watching the stream as you think. Well, thanks for being here. Let me know if you need anything. How are you doing, Night Drifter? So our steamer pot for the beets, you only want to fill about halfway with water. We don't want the water to come up through the holes and touch the beets. Because otherwise we might as well just boil it. And then the other thing is, you can't really season the beets ahead of time. What type of rice is that? I was using jasmine rice. So that is a Thai style rice. Basmati is the Indian rice. Okay, so we can't really season the water and have it season the beets as it cooks. It doesn't work that way with steaming, so we'll just have to be sure that after we peel the beets, we season them really well. And that's basically our setup. But we will have to bring our steaming water up to temp first before we put the beets in there. Just wanted to show you guys how that's gonna look. You can put that over to the stovetop as well. And I think that we can actually cook the beets a little bit earlier. So I'm gonna turn on that steamer pot now to get it going. Can I fix your nerves? Well, breathing really helps fix nerves, but like I'm also quite a nervous person. And I've just kind of accepted that. But I find that like breathing slowly really helps, and like focusing on that. And then maybe just not even thinking about what you're going to do will really help. Because you're kind of like stressing about what's going to happen, right? So if you focus your energy towards all the good things that could happen rather than all the things that could go wrong, way, way better. Ding, ding, ding. You're getting lag here, in and out. Someone else said that earlier too. Maybe just do a little refresh, Scrump. Okay, so steamer pot, medium-high heat to start. And that's that. And then the other veg today is just some Mizuna. So leafy mustard greens that will actually not really even be cooked. But we will have to wash them and chop them up. Stream is fine on the Starbucks Wi-Fi. Yes! These got a little bit sad in the fridge. We lost some. R.I.P. Okay, last little sip of coffee, guys. Cheers to an awesome day. Yum. You just found your notes from your last interview 5 years ago. Funny how as much things change, they still stay the same. Or the other way around. It's like for some people, things stay the same, but really it's like everything's different. Vune, you finally got your grinder back. Yeah, so naturally. We bought a kilo of coffee. What kind of coffee did you get? So because these are gonna wilt quite a bit, you're gonna want to use more than you think you need. And this is from the garden outside, guys. So if you were in the garden tour yesterday, that was in the first little bed that we showed you. 100% Arabica Cafe Creme. Oh my goodness, Vian. Sounds delicious. And Arabica is the variety of coffee that is like the hardest to grow, right? Don't mind me just munching on my pepperoni stick as I make lunch. So we're gonna want to take the stems off first. Just kind of bunch it all in your hand, line the stems up, then we'll just chop that off. And then we're gonna go probably about 1 inch length pieces. You don't know, you just know it's your favorite. Vune, I only know this because Sammy got us coffee yesterday at Starbucks, and that's what it said on the outside of the Starbucks. Only 3% of the coffee in the world is Arabica. And Starbucks has most of it. I was like, I don't know if that's something that you should be proud of, really. It's like a monopoly on the Arabica coffee. Okay, so starting with our stems, nice little 1 inch pieces. And then we're gonna go spinner. Give these a little rinse. Looks like our pressure cooker is holding up. Nice steady flow of stream. Check this out a sec. We have our steamer pot heating up for our beets. Things are going. Really excited to see how this turns out. Takes the plant 7 years to mature. That's crazy. Okay, you're looking it up for us, Mune. Yes. Facts with Mune. Spin it out. Unlurking while waiting for water to boil. Yes. Vegan gelato. I wish it was duck sausage. We should make that on stream. That is like not something I've done in a while. Is like use the meat grinder and stuff. Oh, remember those good old days in the summer, guys? You're having burgers like on the weekly. Yeah, it's pepperoni we picked up from the butcher shop when we picked up the jerky meats. High quality Arabica coffee should have a slightly sweet flavor with hints of chocolate, nuts, and caramel. You may also notice hints for fruit and berries. There would be a slight pleasant acidity and a little bitterness. That sounds delicious, Mew. Like for coffee, that sounds like the greatest thing ever. Okay, greens have been washed and spun. Put those in a container. And we'll have to keep those in the fridge until later. Otherwise they will just wilt at room temp. And so I think when it comes to plating with these greens is we'll plate the rice in the bottom of the bowl, put the greens on top so they kind of wilt a little bit under the curry broth. But they really don't take much cooking at all. A good friend of yours just opened up his own coffee business locally. That's amazing. You'd never drank a cup of coffee before October 1st of last year. Nuts. Yeah, I was like quite a late bloomer drinking coffee as well. But I love it. So good. Doggo, guys. Got a little doggo. I wonder if she'll eat this stem. Is that good? Is that good? Good girl. Guys, I think we lost Sammy. We have lost the Sammy. no longer alive. Yeah, that would be nice to have a friend in the coffee business. I agree. Okay, so our steamer water just kind of coming up to a boil here. So if I lift this off, just have a nice simmer, if you guys can see that. So now that that's hot, throw our beets in. And you definitely want to keep this covered. And there's 28 minutes left on the timer for the curry, so I'm just gonna roll with that for the beets. It's called Lake Gaston Coffee Company. Cool. I'm totally gonna look that up, Night Drifter. Lake Gaston. It's on sale. Whoa. From $13 instead of $85. It's all on sale. Organic Nicaraguan. Yum. I'm in. Yeah, really nice page. Gosh, you need to go outside? You need to go pee pee? Here you go. Hey guys, while we're waiting, I think it's jerky time. Who's this on the couch that's sleeping? Who's this one? Okay, jerky time. Let's get into it. Finishing up. I'm actually gonna put my hair up and wash my hands since I'm sending this out to you guys. Oh, just got a good whiff of the curry. It's smelling good, guys. So all of the jerky, it was finished within the 6 hours last night in the dehydrator. So now we gotta package it up. So let's start with, I guess, the salmon, the candied salmon, which turned out so well. You guys ready for this? This is what we were cold smoking last night on the smoker at the end of stream. Like, look at this belly. Look at that. The sheen. Holy smokes. And then Sammy brushed it with maple syrup before it went into the dehydrator. And we tried this last night, you guys. It's so good. So this doesn't need anything else done to it. So if you weren't in the stream yesterday, what we did is we cut the salmon up into these 2-inch thick pieces and then cured it with equal parts salt and brown sugar for 2 hours. Rinse that off, goes onto the smoker, cold smoke for 2 hours with hickory, brush with a little bit of maple syrup to really kind of create that glaze. And then this took 4 hours to dry at 165 Fahrenheit. Yeah, who needs food when you got coffee? Well, myself, if I drink coffee, I need to eat either before or right after. Otherwise, it makes my nerves go crazy. Like, it really messes with me. So if I drink coffee on an empty stomach, not a good thing. Because I'll get like clammy, I'll get shaky, and things will just be crazy. Washi! Come here. Girl. Go see Sammy. Sammy, call your dad. Go see. Call your dog. Okay, so now we get to vacuum pack this. Yeah, shaky, amped, nervous? Those aren't good things? No, Ian. Not for me, at least. It's like the opposite of being productive. Yeah, we've been drinking coffee wrong our whole lives. We got gloves. Yeah, we're faxing the salmon over. Coffee in the IV and just hook it straight to our veins. Okay, we gotta make some bags first off. So I think I'm gonna go. Okay, we'll create our own bags today. How about that, guys? I'll have some playing around with the food saver. I think we'll make it that size and then cut it in half. Maybe go a little bit more. Cut it in half. Will that fit? I think so. I think we'll be able to squeeze it in. So now, press this down. That's gonna seal it. Cut that. Okay, so now, lift that up. Back it out. Now we seal it. Actually, we'll have to seal it in 2 places, I think. Just because we'll have to cut it, right? Maybe it will be a little too small. We'll see, guys. We'll see. Let's do that. Ooh, I think I did that wrong, actually. Good one, Kate. Good one. Okay, now we have this size bag, at least. This, I don't know. That'll, like... We'll just vacuum pack some Pockies or something. Something really small. But I won't waste that. And I'll do... one more bag this way. Pressure cooker's going nuts. Steamer's going nuts. We got some stuff happening. So let's go kind of the same length as last time. Seal it up. This is gonna get cut off anyways. Yeah, no need to even package it. You are on your way. Okay, where is this little sealer? So it's right at the front. I think that'll be good. This is, yeah, this looks so freaking good. That turned out way better than I thought it was gonna turn out. Okay, there we go. We have 2 small bags. I think for the giveaway, I'm gonna do 3. 3 really nice pieces. That one looks a little bit dried. Let's do these. That's a good amount of candied salmon. Like, that would cost a fair amount in the store for sure. Sharing is caring, guys. I know this. That, and I'm sorry, but I'm keeping that belly. It is mine, all mine. Look at those juices. Okay, so that's it for the salmon. I think I gotta wipe this bag off a touch. And now we vacuum pack. My friends, it's time. That is going to be a very happy package that someone is going to win today. So now you go up here, sealing it up. This might be a little loud if you have headphones in. Just a little heads up, if you will. She's toit. I think you're good, machine. I think you're good. You have 600 bones? Hey, hottie. How are ya? Yes. Yes, please. Candied salmon. Look at those smoke lines from the smoker. Haha, 2 weeks to live. Nom. That's a nom. Next up. There's a little bit more liquid in that package. I didn't want it to get into the vacuum sealer. Yeah, this is going to be a special treat for sure. So now, come over. We got 15 minutes, guys, by the way, on our pressure cooker timer. We're getting there. So maybe I'm going to stop at the salmon. And I think we should start to make the rice up. Yeah, you guys, last day to enter the giveaway. Buy your tickets. Maple candied salmon. Jan 29, 2019. Some happy viewer is gonna win that today. Are you left-handed? I knew someone was going to say that when you saw me writing. Yes. Yes, I am. Got a southpaw. Okay, stovetop time. Let's make some rice, guys. I'm gonna turn this little pot on for us, and then we're gonna toast this rice before we actually put any water in there. So we can put that rice in now. And we're just gonna have to stir it every now and then. You bought more tickets? Woohoo! I am so excited to see who's gonna win this. Just remember, guys, only one person can win each box. So there's not gonna be someone that wins like all 3 of the giveaway boxes. Only one per. But I suppose if you win a box and someone else wins a box that you want, maybe you can do a trade. But that's not up to me. That'll be up to you guys. You can decide in chat. Yeah, and Sammy. If I draw Sammy's name, that's not happening. Okay, let's stir our rice. So you'll notice as this rice toasts, is the kernels are gonna turn more white rather than translucent. And actually, once these beets come off, so like I said, I want to garnish with a little bit of crispy duck skin. So we're gonna need a frying pan out. But there's no room on the stovetop at this moment, I don't think. Doesn't really fit on that burner the best. So I'll have a little bit of garnish stuff to do, guys. So I'm going to chop up some cilantro if it's still looking good. Maybe some green onion. But holy smokes, the smells coming out of that pressure pot, amazing. How much are the tickets? 20 bones per ticket. And you get 20 bones every 20 minutes that you watch. Okay, I'm gonna grab 1 cup of water for our rice. And when we pour the water in, obviously it's gonna bubble pretty furiously since the pot is already hot. One more stir and then I think we're good to go. I don't know what just happened. But something fell, I think. So 1 cup, 2 cups of water, 1 cup of rice. Now we're gonna put the lid on. And let that come up to a good boil. Hey, I shot both. How do you get tickets? Just looking at them? Yeah, just looking at the pot making us hungry. So, to buy tickets, so if you look up a little bit, Hottie, is you use the command ticket, and then let's say you want to buy 10. So I'm going to type this in chat, but it's going to tell me that I can't buy tickets. So do that. And then obviously use the command points to see how many bones you actually have before you purchase. Okay, cilantro. Oh gosh. It's not looking the best, but it'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Is our rice boiling, guys? What crazy stuff happening? No, not yet. You don't have enough points, it says. I can check on that for you, Hottie. So I can see who has bought tickets. But that's literally all I can do for the giveaway. Just to see if it's working. So 2 weeks to live, you got 6. Vegan gelato, you have 5. Hottie, I'm not seeing your tickets in here yet. But you can also visit the giveaway page. So the main page, and buy tickets off of there as well. So if you click on that link, that'll bring you to the main page. And then that should definitely work. And the cap for the tickets, guys, is 200. Yay for math, vegan gelato. Yes. That's the teamwork. Making the dream work. And obviously you guys can gamble. So you can roulette your tickets, double or nothing, if you so desire. Oh, of course, anchovy. Yeah, it's like, if you're gonna do a giveaway, I don't want to ask you guys for more money. You're already supporting me. This is for you. So for me to ask you to give me money to give you something in return just doesn't make sense. I mean, a lot of us have been here almost a year together, so I need to thank you somehow. And what better way than to like share ingredients and goodies that we make together on stream. I think that's really cool. Okay, our rice is just kind of coming up to a boil, but we're gonna pop over here for a sec. Just kind of finish up our garnishes. So I have the smallest amount of cilantro. That still looks okay. It's okay. It's definitely not amazing. But this is going on, I think, week 3 now. I've kept this in the fridge without having to throw it out, really. So to me, that's pretty impressive. Quite all right. Is this from the garden? No. Yeah, cilantro does not grow here in the winter. It doesn't even grow that well in the summer. Cilantro, dill, and basil are the hardest herbs to grow because as soon as you plant them in the soil, is they want to go to seed. So more of their energy is going to be put towards basically reproducing than the actual herb itself. It's kind of silly. Yeah, almost a year. Just want to make sure the rice is not going to boil over. We're good. We're good, guys. Yeah, they're randy little buggers, exactly. So I guess the cool thing from that, though, means that basically if you're planning on growing cilantro, basil, dill, those are the 3 that are like that, is as soon as you plant, the first plant is start another plant going from seed, and then you can actually get 2 plantings out, so that you do have those herbs throughout the whole season. Because about halfway through summer is when the basil, cilantro, and dill dies. It's just like, I'm done. And you won't really get much out of it after that. But they're really finicky plants to grow. But parsley is actually one of the easiest herbs to grow, is that grows year round. So like, I'm still picking parsley at work from outside. The rice just went over a little bit. Hey, Ryan. Welcome in, man. It's been a while. How are you doing? So a nice fine chop on our cilantro. And keep in mind, this is a strong flavored herb, so you don't need that much to garnish with. You don't want it to overpower your dish. But we're making coriander rice, so cilantro is usually always present in Thai food or Southeast Asian food. This is a good place to use that. I've been well, Ryan. Thanks for asking. Yeah, things are good over here. Still cooking away every single day. Is that crazy, guys? Is that crazy that I literally cook 7 days a week? Whether it's for you guys or customers at work or for myself. Gonna do a little shout out for Ryan, guys. If you did not know, which I'm sure most of you do know, he is also a fellow cooking streamer, and he does games sometimes too, which is why that says Fortnite there. But please feel free to give him a follow. That is also where the rotisserie came from. Very important person, Ryan Howe. Okay, rice is looking good. We have 1 minute until our timer is gonna go off. We're gonna turn the pressure pot off, let it kind of simmer down, and then we'll open it up and see how we did. Let's just pray that the duck is tender and nicely cooked and that our broth looks delicious. But if it's not there yet, the best part is all we have to do is put the lid back on and cook it for a little bit longer. You want a rotisserie carrot potato. They are so much fun to use. It's been like a really fun thing for me to experiment with on stream with you guys. Like, I've never even seen the thing until Ryan started using it on his stream. Your Minecraft crashed? No! Hey, Karen! How are you? Wow, it's been a while. How's baby Thomas? Okay, guys. Heat for the pressure cooker off. We have a little bit of scallion and cilantro chopped for garnish for our curry. You're using the rotisserie today for a chicken. Yes, Ryan. So good. So good. You have no idea how Canadians and Scandinavians live in this town. I don't think I could go back to Alberta vegan gelato. I would freeze to death. I'm kind of worried about going to New York in February. Okay, so let's peek over at the stovetop now. The rice is about 75% of the way cooked. I need to test how these beets are though. So I'm just gonna take a paring knife and poke right into one of them. We're gonna start with the smallest one The knife should go through pretty easily. I think we're almost there. How's this bigger one? So it's a little bit tough still in the center. So let's do at least 5 more minutes. You want a flame grill? Yeah, those are good too. What's my favorite thing I've made in the rotisserie so far? Holy smokes. I think it might actually be the pork that we made last night, Ryan. Pork collar. It was so good. So juicy. Thomas is 9 months old almost. Where did the time go? I remember when he was first born. Yeah, bless him. He's such a cutie. Yeah, how many girlfriends has he had? So the way that I check the rice, guys, just take a spoon, kind of dig into the center. Make sure that all the liquid is cooked, which it is. So now all I'm gonna do is actually just turn that off and cover it. But I want to take this off of the heat. Oop, that was the wrong one. Otherwise it's gonna kind of keep cooking, right? So just kind of slide that off the burner. And I think I'm gonna do the same with the pressure pot. Is take it off of that burner so it'll actually start to cool off. And I'm just gonna bring it right in front on the cutting board. And let's see. Let's see how this turned out. I think we're there. Move this rice to the center more. And actually, I'm just gonna peek at how much liquid we have left in here. Oh yeah, we're laughing. So the way that you check if your pot is depressurized, so we're gonna use the knob on the top. We're gonna turn it down to the lower pressures because we're on the highest. So just be careful as the steam might come out when you turn it down. But if it doesn't, that means it's depressurized and you can open it. So that's looking good. You remember me making Moroccan food and wanting a tagine. Oh my gosh, I still want that tagine, by the way. Or boyfriends, it's true, Yon Lions. How dare we assume that? He's got a little girlfriend called Luna. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, ready, the guys? Ready? What have we made? So, the moment of truth, I'm kind of nervous, to be honest, is we want to make sure that our duck is tender. Duck leg, tougher cut. I'm going to break it down. So the way that we do that, we're just going to turn this over. Kind of just take a little piece. So obviously, we're able to peel it away from the bone really easily, so that means it's perfectly cooked. That's amazing. So 45 minutes, and we have nicely braised duck legs. Well, that was easy. So like I said, we're gonna take these legs out of the broth. Yeah, set it and forget it. So I mean, there might be some meat on these wings as well. Definitely wouldn't throw that out, but like I said, we are gonna strain this. So all of the flavors should already be in that curry broth. You just wanna strain that stuff out, and then we'll pick the potatoes out. And probably the peanuts as well. That was for our beets. And I'm gonna say those are good. I'll just turn that off. How do I want to do this? That is the question. Move it on over. This smells so good, by the way. So good. I'm gonna take these wings out first, otherwise they're probably gonna splash. Really nice peanut aroma from this as well already. There's our neck. Take our star anise, our cinnamon sticks out. There's our giblets, kidneys, heart, lungs. I'm gonna taste a little piece of this ginger. It's quite nice, but it still has some bite to it. Just gonna kind of sift through, take some of those chunks out. So I just think it'll be overpowering if we leave it in the broth. But I do want to keep the peanuts and potatoes in here. So that's why I'm picking this out like this. Yeah, that ginger is spicy. Okay, that looks good. Guess we need a bowl. Could it be that back then you had a little bit curly hair? Oh yeah, my hair is so curly. I just put a little flat iron to it. Otherwise it's like super frizzy. Yeah, RIP hair. Actually, Vune, my hair, when I was born, basically white in color. Like a white blonde afro was my hair. And now it's like super dark. Not even joking, you guys. Okay, let's just kind of try and spoon this through. Sammy's missing the reveal. He is napping on the couch. That is where Sammy is at this point in time. He's missing all the good stuff. And that, you know what? That's his choice. But it is his day off. Okay, just give that a little wiggle. And now we can put, so there's our broth, a good layer of fat on top from our coconut cream. And put that broth back into the potatoes. And then I think we're just gonna reduce it a bit, because if we look at the thickness of this broth, it's quite thin, right? We don't want it to be too soupy. But we don't put the lid back on, so reducing this, we don't need the lid. Because we want to evaporate that liquid and concentrate those flavors. So back over to the stovetop for that. Yeah, just set a timer off. I love that, Ryan. Vune, you're feeling good about later on. He's smiling in his sleep, smelling it. Aw, Ryan. Your hair is so black it has blue highlights. That's crazy. Yeah, in the summertime, my hair goes lighter from the sun. I'm one of those people too. Okay, so medium-high heat for that broth. We haven't even tasted it yet because we need to see these beets. We need to check on this beet situation. So the way that I always test beets is like if you can peel them, they're done. But remember last time we cooked these beets on stream? They didn't really peel nicely either. I'm probably just going to use a peeler. But we need to let them cool off a bit first. We don't want them sitting over that hot steam. And I definitely like my beets a little bit more on the al dente side, let's say, than the mushy side. Like, these are pretty crunchy still. So those are just gonna cool off while we crisp up some duck skin for garnish and reduce this broth a touch. Are those the golden kind? Yeah, they are golden and actually candy cane. But to be honest, they're not as good as the regular, like, red or purple beets. I will say that. You're an Irish Capricorn. MK Heiser? Hello. Welcome in. Ah, paper towel. That's a great idea, Ryan. Maybe I'll try that. I usually just put gloves on, though. Have a little protective barrier. Okay, so our broth starting to bubble. Let's turn this frying pan onto like a medium-high heat. Beets by Dro. I'm just gonna put this little piece of duck skin in the frying pan to crisp it up. But we don't want too much fat on there, so I'm just gonna take that fatty layer off. That is where we are at in life. Yeah, sounds like a weed page on Insta. I agree, Nike. And while we wait, let's taste this broth. We gotta see how we did. See if we use the right amount of aromatics. So we don't just want a scoop of the fat layer on top. Just kind of break it up and take a little spoonful. I'm gonna let that cool off a bit. Look at that duck skin. It's alive. Mmm. It's perfect, guys. Just a little bit of spice. I'm not gonna salt it until we reduce it a touch. And actually, maybe you'll just do this with the duck legs. Post them up on top so they stay nice and warm, but don't cook too much more. Starting to brown up. We're gonna wake Sammy up, guys. Hotch and Sammy just napping on the couch. What was the beats per second on that? Okay, let's see if this will loosen up. Don't want to take it too far. Oh yeah, that's that color we're looking for. Okay, that's going into a nice simmer. So, I'm just gonna listen to that skin. And we're gonna put some gloves on and start peeling these beets. But we're almost there, guys. What did I say? We were gonna be eating by 2 p.m. I got 13 minutes left to get this on the table. So look at that beautiful color underneath the skin. It's like, who would have known? Okay, our duck skin, our little garnish is looking perfect. I'm gonna put that on a towel. What even is that? What have we made? We'll just set that aside and then we'll chop it up. But first, beets. I mean, I thought we should add some kind of crispy garnish since most of the time everything in a curry is soft, right? And these are actually peeling quite well. And I don't think I've ever had beets in a curry, so this is a new thing for me. But just trying to use up what I have around the house, and I thought it would go really well. A little bit of sweetness with the curry that's a little bit spicy. Ooh, weirdest tomato ever. Vion. I will beat you. Don't make me beat you. Beat that beat up. And keep in mind, we still have to season these. They are just plain Jane. Probably don't taste the best at this point in time, but they are cooked perfectly. Duck frico? What is that, vegan gelato? Is that an actual dish? Duck frico. I'm gonna take the peeler out though. Need a little touch up here. Take those weird parts off. This beet. The heck happened to it? We're gonna have to cut that off. Yeah, it's looking a little bit sickly. Took those duck legs back out of there. I'm scared that they might just get too tough since we're kind of rapidly boiling that sauce. You eat a raw beet every day. I used to put raw beets into my smoothies. It's really good for you. That is awesome, anchovy. I love beets so much. Packed full of so many good things for you. But I do agree, there are some points during the year where beets literally just taste like dirt. Can't blame ya for not wanting to eat that. Okay, moving into our last one. We did a mandarin orange sauce earlier for beets. Ooh, yeah, beets and citrus. So good. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Let's be honest. Just use the peeler. Beets, citrus, and cheese. Great combo. And herbs. Oh man. Okay, I'll just clean these up. Give them a little dice. Maybe a little toss with some salt and pepper. Ooh, I did not look at the Munchies video about the mammoth yet. I'm sorry, I shot. But I will look at it. Let's say after stream today. Okay, don't need these gloves anymore. I mean, they're not even red beets. I just did that so while they were hot, I didn't burn my hands. Weird scrum. That's really weird. So this guy definitely needs to get trimmed up a bit. I don't really want any of those black spots on there. It's gonna make it taste weird. That's where you get your dirt flavor from, for sure. Then you won't spoil it. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's always the worst where you're watching a show and then you see something online about it that you weren't caught up on that episode and then it's just like ruined forever. You're like, I didn't want to know this. Spoilers are the worst. Yummy, yummy food in your tummy. Okay, so nice bite-sized pieces of beet, guys. Most of the time curries are eaten, obviously, with a spoon and probably a fork and a knife, so we'll keep these smaller. For having no seasoning, it's actually quite sweet. I'm impressed. Have I seen the final table? You know what, Ryan? I don't think that we've watched that yet. You highly recommend it. I'm in. Yeah, our Netflix has not been working lately. We have to fix our TV box. We haven't really been watching too much TV. Which is probably a good thing, to be honest, with how nice the weather has been. It's been keeping us outside instead. Does gravy count towards the beverages of foods? What? What does that even mean, Nike? What is a beverage of food? Yeah, totally. Totally, Bo. I feel the same. You just want to drink gravy. Okay. I don't know if gravy counts as a beverage that you should consume. I mean, maybe if it was unsalted, but I feel like your sodium would spike a lot. And what does that do? Affect your blood pressure or something? Okay, look at our beets. Just need to sprinkle with a little bit of salt. And then I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at, guys. I think it's time to plate up. Oh yeah, it's a cooking competition show, right? Right, Ryan? I remember seeing the preview for it. You saw her you saw her little dog head in the background, yeah. It's because I'm cutting stuff on the cutting board, so she thinks it's for her. I don't know if she'll eat the beet. That one, Mama? I don't know. Yeah, I quite often like to watch cooking competition shows. It gives me inspiration for sure with like how they deal with some of those situations they're put in. It's like, never thought of that. Okay, tossed our beets with some salt. Perfect. Nice kind of plain flavor to complement the curry. We also have our Mizuna that we cut up earlier. Rolo, you want to drink gravy all day as well? She always sat waiting on bits in the last house. Now she's been dumped. Yeah, that's her choice though, to like nap upstairs. She's the one that always wants to go upstairs. Okay, guys, last little bit. Let's chop up this duck skin. Are you ready for this crunch? I'm gonna just do this by the microphone. Yeah, you're welcome. Just kind of rough chop it. I'm gonna wake Sammy up. You weren't ready. No! This is a cauldron of goodness. What is the Rice Krispie? Yeah, this is a Rice Krispie commercial. Snap, crackle, pop. Let's go, Sammy. Let's eat some lunch there.
Lunchtime.
Big boy. Let us eat.
I like lunch.
Okay. Duck legs, my friends. This curry sauce. It is slightly thickened now that we reduced it. Maybe, what, that 10 minutes it took? But even still, the potatoes aren't falling apart. So let me give this one more taste. It is looking on point. Then we're gonna serve up. I think that is perfect. As far as a Massaman Curry goes, just a little bit of heat. It's really rich.
It's terribly perfect.
A little bit of that kind of cinnamon and anise flavor.
It's terribly perfect.
Thanks, Sammy. Terribly perfect.
Morning.
You gotta go clean the garage, bro. Go clean the garage, brah. Okay, let's get some rice in our bowl. Doggo is so ready for this moment. I think she's more ready than us. So I'm not going super heavy on the rice, guys, because there's potatoes in our broth. So next thing I'm gonna put onto here is our vegetables, so that when we pour the hot broth over, it's gonna heat up those veggies again.
Wow, right on time, 2 o'clock.
That's what I said. Had to have food in the dish by 2 p.m. We did it, guys. You think you need a ladle, or you're good with that? Huh? He says he's good. So this is where I'm at, guys. A nice pile of greens, some beets in there. Then we'll pour a little bit of broth over. There's your duck leg. Let's pour a touch of broth over this first. Might actually just take this out now. Yes. Yes, I shot. So, like, look at the consistency of this broth now. Have you ever used a camera before?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so now we're just gonna wilt those greens a touch. Nestle that duck leg on there. I guess I'll go this way for you guys now. Sometimes it helps to prop this. Although that's not gonna help me picture-wise. So let's put a couple pieces of potato around as well. It's good stuff, Sammy? Okay. So I've made this a lot with beef before, you guys. It's typically what I make it with. So another kind of rich meat. But look at how that broth just kind of glazes over that duck leg. You already, yeah, Nikki, you already bought the max amount of tickets. You're cut off now, man. Cut off. So, going in with our little bit of cilantro. This is a must for those Thai curries. Ryan, you're like, what happened to all the bones? Oh, that's right. Gambled them all away. Typical. If you're around here a lot, you probably don't have that many points to your name. And lastly, we call these duck scruncheons. Have you tried the duck yet? Oh, baby. Where's my phono? That's a good question, isn't it? There it is.
I don't know.
Where's the phono, guys? Well, let's see if we can get this a little closer. I mean, can you even tell that there's duck in there? Not really. At least not how that looks at this moment. Here's, please move your bowl for a sec. Why are you giving me that look? It's giving me bad looks, guys. Considering he's been napping the whole time I made us lunch. What's the looks for? Take his curry away. Ooh, in-dog. I don't know if I could do that. I don't think I have that power. 10 out of 10. Yeah, maybe more sauce. Well, it is all in the bottom now. And the rice is probably soaking it up. So, let's get into this duck. See how we did. Should come off quite easily. There we go. That's juicy still. For sure. That turned out so well. Honestly, can't believe that. I thought it would get dried out in the pressure cooker because you can't really control the heat, right? That's actually amazing. Let's get a little bit of our veg in here. Beet, rice, some sauce. Holy smokes. So a lot of roasty flavor came off of those peanuts because we fried them in the oil that we made the broth from. And just a touch of spice from the red curry powder that I used, or the red curry paste that I used. But it's not like burning my mouth. So just like a kiss of heat to kind of bring everything together. The beets still have a little crunch to them. So good contrast in texture. Have a touch more duck. And then we'll try a potato. Mmm. This might be one of my favorite things I've made with duck, guys. Sammy's just into it. Okay. Mmm. Wow. Potato just like melts. in your mouth, but is like packed full of all of that broth flavor since we cooked it in it. One of your favorite YouTubers and cannabis gardeners got their medicine stolen last night out of there in Vancouver. Pounds. It doesn't surprise me, Nike. Vancouver was getting so bad for theft. That's partly the reason why we left. Because you literally cannot leave anything. Even if it's locked up, people still find a way to take it from you. Not a very safe place to live. There's just too many people. And it's like everyone's kind of starving there. No one can really afford to live, so it's like everyone's doing all that they can to really just make it by. This is up there as one of the dishes you most wanted to try on this stream. In dog, you would die, I think.
That's unreal.
When Sammy says it's unreal, like I know I did good. For sure my favorite curry.
Yep.
Because you can eat it without your face, like, falling off from the heat. Just like a little bit of spice.
That was good. Good job.
And I've never done beets in curry before, but that totally worked. Totally did. Okay, guys. Thanks for hanging out and watching me make lunch with all of us. This is where we wrap up the stream. Sammy and I are going to go for a bike ride.
I'm going to try to stream it.
Oh, Sammy says he's going to try and stream our bike ride. We'll see, I guess, how it goes. And then, so, giveaway draw, 5 p.m. PST today, so in 2 hours and 45 minutes. So you don't have that long to go for a bike ride. We'll come back, come on to stream. I have to finish up the jerky anyways at that time, so we'll glaze up the pork and the beef jerky, package it up, do our giveaway draw, and that'll be that. 3 winners today, guys. Get your tickets in. Like Vune. Vune is showing you the way. We are also streaming in a couple of hours so that we can do our giveaway draw. But there's no way that I could go for a bike ride earlier this morning and then stream and stand for like 4 hours after. It's okay if you're not there, Vune. If I draw your name, I will contact you. I'm not just going to be like, oh, this person's not here. Let's do it again. Good night, and thanks for the sleep. Yes, Vune. Yes. Okay, do we have anyone that we would like to raid right now?
It's on there now.
I don't think Hitch is still on, but I do see the hunger service on. I think that would be a fun one.
Yeah, like, he made blueberry pancakes yesterday too.
He's making sea salt ice cream and curry bread. That sounds quite nice, doesn't it, guys? The hunger service. Oh, I knew what you meant, Vune. Okay, we're gonna go raid the hunger service. Another wonderful food streamer on Twitch. I hope you guys have a wonderful next couple of hours. We will be back on to do that giveaway draw. 3 names will be chosen, and hopefully that stuff will get sent out this week. Okay, guys. Let's go show LA some love. Spread the love. Let's build this food community. Yeah, let's raid LA, guys. Thanks for all the love today. And I will see you later. Bye!
Hello, from Cook with Kate Stream. I hope you had a fantastic stream today, Kate. Welcome to the Hunger Service. Hello everyone from Kate Stream. Welcome to the Hunger Service. My name is Ellie. I cook simple and delicious food live on stream today. We're making sea salted ice cream.